All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Been a while since we've done a live stream, and I think it's perfect time to do this. End of season, time to talk, time to interact, time to reflect, time to see what you guys think about this season as well, and hopefully we have a very, very good discussion. Lots of things to talk about. How the season went. What are we going to do now? Player of the season conversations as well. Mason Mount, congratulations. Did he really deserve it? Probably by default, maybe. And yeah, the future. I really love the way Thomas Tuchel addressed the media yesterday. I really did like that. It felt like there's a burning desire. It felt like he can't wait till the next season starts. It felt like he was kind of over this season and he just wants a fresh start next season, and he really wants to be involved in every little detail. And I felt a sense of sort of confidence. Whether we bridge the gap between Liverpool or City next season, that is up, for conversation that we'll see if it happens next season. I mean, from a fan's perspective, and I'm pretty sure you guys as well will agree, that's what we want. But you can see that it was hurting Thomas Tuchel. He does not want to be this third guy who is so far away from Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. He simply does not want to be this unwanted sort of kid in the playground. He really wants to do his level best to break that duopoly of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. And that for me was very, very, I suppose, heartwarming to see post-match yesterday. The fact that he said that I'm not going on holiday. There is no holiday. There's a lot of work to do. I love that, man. I love that. He could have easily just said, you know what? Time for a bit of break. Time for me to just take a bit of rest, and we'll come back next season. But this brother is literally working on next season right now. And for me, that was powerful. But before we get into all of that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Over 30 people live already. Smash the like button, number one. Let's get those likes up to 30 people joining in. Let me just have a look what the live situation is. Like situation is at the moment. 16 likes. Come on, guys. Nearly 40 of you guys are live at the moment. Get those likes up to 40 immediately, and then we go for 100 likes. Like we always do for the stream. That is the goal. Shout out to Declan in Ireland. Hello, guys and girls. Good to see you, Declan in Ireland. Good to see you, Serves. Just want Bowley to announce so we can make signings. Exactly. This is what we're going to talk about, the future. Viber, good to see you. Athan, good to see you. Jansen, good to see you. Alex, good to see you. Corey, good to see you, my man. I love you, Miz. Love you too, my man. Nahom, good to see you. NS Sports, Nipun, good to see you. Himanshu, good to see you, my man. Fred Kaku needs to go. Well, he wants to have a showdown talk, so we'll obviously talk about all of that. Jeff Knightley, good to see you, my man. Coach's Corner. Congrats on talking. Yep. You know what? Thank you so much, each and every one of you guys. Much appreciated. We've just hit 12,000 a couple of days ago, so much appreciated for all the support you guys show on a regular basis. I will put out a proper post, an official post on YouTube community page sometime very, very soon. Appreciating all of you guys and thanking you guys for taking the channel to 12,000 subscribers. And we now keep going. Let's get to 15. Let's get to 20. Let's keep plowing ahead. This channel will be one of the best Chelsea content channel. There's no doubt about that, especially during this summer window. It will be your one-stop shop for all transfer news. So look out for that, and all sorts of Chelsea news as well. Neil, good to see you. Pratham, good to see you, my man. Tuchel is connected with our club. 100% he is. 100% he is. And I really, really like that. Great Ehian, good to see you, man. Chim Yen Num, good to see you. First time I haven't probably seen you before. Maybe you've been around, just haven't seen you in the live chat. Marvo, my man, always there, always keeping me updated with the latest news. Rakesh, good to see you. Yakubu, good to see you. There was a really good Everton player, I remember. Benny Yakubu. Reminded me of him. Valan, my man, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Shadow Rider, good to see you. Sai Krishna, good to see you. Hello, Miz. I think the only CDM we can get is either a marquee signing, Rice, or cheap and good Weigl or Sengare. Look, Boubacar Kamara, apparently he's gone. Boubacar Kamara is gone to Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard has done the business there, and Fabrizio Romano has given it a here we go. So this sanctions, the whole ownership situation is definitely hurting us. One of the better players have now been taken off the market, and now we look again. There's no way we'll be getting Rice. No way we'll be getting Rice. West Ham have all the power there, and they want all the money, and I don't think that's going to happen. Stefano, good to see you. Olawesi, good to see you. Samuel, good to see you. And plenty more. Football Style, Ahmed Faz, Bonolo, Shubra, my man, is he? Long time no stream. Yeah, man. Streams will be back, man. Now we'll be doing on a regular basis, man. Streams, videos, the lot. You guys gonna get up to dated about everything possible. Real M Vortex, good to see you. Akpan, Bill, this is great. Shahid, Nithuan, good to see you. Mo, good to see you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. 77, nearly 80 of you guys are live. Smash the like button. Let's get those likes up immediately. Get those likes up to 80. We're going to try and aim for 100 plus. That's always the aim of the game. And if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe. That is very, very important. Okay, let's talk about the season, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to quickly showcase you this particular graph that CFC Daily, if you haven't followed CFC Daily, do recommend you guys to follow. This is what our graph looks like in terms of how our season, our standings in the table look like. There was a point where we were first for a good amount of time. I think up till match week 14, is that? Or 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, up until 14, we were first, and then predominantly we were third. That's when Man City and Liverpool kind of ripped us apart. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, now that we've had a bit of time to just soak it all in, relax a little bit, look, it's been a tough season. It's been a very, very tough season. It's been a disappointing season, yes. But has it perhaps been a fair season, depending on all the off-field issues and all the injuries, injuries to key players for a long period of time? The ownership situation, Lukaku, players out of contract, Thomas Tuchel himself having all sorts of personal issues. Finishing third, yes, miles away from Liverpool and Man City. That from the beginning of the season, when it was all level field, I think all of us expected a title run to give the big boys, Liverpool and City, a really good go and really bridge that gap. But as the season progressed, all the things that I've just talked about, the fact that we still finished third, pretty much best of the rest, reached 2 domestic cup finals. Disappointing that we didn't get over the top on Liverpool. But we gave Liverpool a very good shot. It's not like Liverpool ran away from us in both of those finals. In fact, Carabao Cup we should have won. Probably FA Cup as well. They were probably in FA Cup the better team, but still, I think we created some solid opportunities in both those cups. It definitely hurts, but nonetheless, we've given the eventual champions a very, very tough match. Champions League. It was disappointing the way we gave away the first leg against Real Madrid, but the way we came back in the second leg, sensational. Yeah, we then gave away as well. 3-0 up. We probably should have shut up shop, and maybe we could would have gone to the semi-finals. God knows what would have happened in the semi-finals. We got the Club World Cup. We weren't the best, we didn't play the greatest football, but we ended up winning. Great moment for me for being there as well. Super Cup, we got that. So, look, when you think about it and you stop for a moment, maybe under the circumstances, it wasn't as bad as we probably think in our mind. Maybe it wasn't as bad. It's definitely not what we wanted. But you do have to take circumstances in consideration. Our attacking style of football probably didn't look at all right since Ben Chilwell got injured, and then very soon after, Reece James was injured for a long time as well. So from that perspective, I'm a little bit surprised that Thomas Tuchel didn't adapt to whatever we had to get the best out of the team. But then again, maybe whatever we had, the depth that we had, and the way Thomas Tuchel really wanted to play, which is with wingbacks, he really didn't want to deviate away from wingback football. It's not like all of a sudden Thomas Tuchel wanted to play 4 at the back. And maybe from that perspective, he got he got the best out of what was available to him. Defensively, it did bother me a little bit. Right at the end of the season, we were collapsing defensively. Probably for the last 2 to 3 months, we weren't looking that great. But maybe that's down to mindset, knowing what was happening off the field. 100% Rudiger, the uncertainty. Christensen with all the uncertainty. Alonso, Azpilicueta. So, look, I want to see what you guys feel. Maybe we just need to be content. We just need to be content, and maybe next season give Thomas Tuchel a very clean slate, depending on what Todd Boehly can do and what sort of signings that we bring in. Let's read out some of these super chats. Valan, thank you so much for these super chats. Miz, opinion on Tuchel sticking with 3 at the back next year? Look, I'll be honest. There was a point this season I wasn't happy with the 3 at the back because we didn't have wing backs. I wanted us to go back to 4 at the back and play with just traditional fullbacks and have the fullbacks as conservative and maybe play with the extra attacking personnel. I have no issues with playing the 3 at the back if we get genuine wing backs, because the wing backs not only have to help out in build-up, but they also have to support in midfield, but then they also have to support up front. It's not a surprise that Reece James got 14 goal contribution, which equaled Trent Alexander-Arnold's, and he's been a key player for us. And Reece James got that by playing 1,000 minutes less than Trent Alexander-Arnold. Imagine if Reece James played the same amount of minutes as Trent. Imagine the impact he would have had for our team. Another 1,000 minutes, I think we would have got a lot more points. Imagine Ben Chilwell didn't get injured for that long. We definitely would have been further, much closer to Liverpool and City, and maybe we even do a madness in the Champions League. Maybe we even win one of the domestic cups. So I've got no issues with 3 at the back, as long as we have adequate wing backs and backups, because Alonso and Azpilicueta are simply not the answer. Let's have a look at this super chat. Valan, thank you once again. Seeing Nizar and Levi's interview, he gives me the vibes like Andreas, where he would move regardless if he gets playing time or not. Look, if these academy players, if they think, they have a better opportunity elsewhere and they want to move. I mean, that's what happened with Tino Livramento. But I want these youngsters to at least give it a go with Chelsea. There's no rush. If you have an opportunity, and Thomas Tuchel has been saying, in the press, and a lot of the journalists like Nizar and many others have written that Levi Colwill will be given an opportunity in the preseason, along with Conor Gallagher and along with Broja, Armando Broja, and I hope these youngsters they take their opportunity, show what you got, do your best in the preseason, and break through like Chalobah did. Absolutely break through like Chalobah. And after that, if you've given your 100% in the preseason and you still haven't made the cut, then it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Do you want to leave Chelsea Football Club? Do you want to perhaps go on a loan and wait around for that moment? Because Levi Colwill is 19. Like, just stay patient. Just stay patient. Like, these youngsters, they just need to stay patient a little bit. We ain't getting Tchouaméni with Mbappe staying. Look, Tchouaméni is probably going to be Real Madrid or Liverpool bound. So unless we can do some madness with the ownership. Let's talk a little bit about this ownership. I've been saying for the past 2 weeks that it's happening. It's this week. Premier League and the government are going to give their green light. And it just doesn't seem to come around. And now the latest is this week, apparently middle of this week or by the end of this week, it should be handed over to Todd Bowley. Now, look, here's the situation. Chelsea Football Club have given the green light to Todd Bowley. And that's why Todd Bowley is in and around the grounds. He's in the match days. John Cena also coming into Stamford Bridge. He's been seen in the training grounds with Thomas Tuchel, with Emma Hayes. So from a Chelsea's point of view, and I think from Roman Abramovich's point of view, it's Todd Bowley. The Premier League, I think, has also given the green light in regards to the fitness test of the directors, and they've given a green light. I think the Chelsea website as well also shows, the official website also shows the directors that have been registered, also shows the new directors. It's the government. I think what the government is really worried about is, one, the proceeds of sale and that 1.6 billion debt. But I think Roman Abramovich has been very clear all along that I don't want any of those sales or proceeds, and I definitely don't want the loan either. So we're just waiting on the government to just give the green light and then remove those sanctions. It's not just about allowing Todd Bowley and his consortium to take over, but it's about removing those sanctions as well. Very important that we get rid of those sanctions. And once the sanctions are over, we need to really, really get on with it, because a lot of the free agents, some big free names in the free agents market, are getting taken away. Ousmane Dembele, we need to be on the button with this guy. If we really want to improve our forward pack and really bring someone electric, Ousmane Dembele is one of those guys. In the midfield, Boubacar Kamara would have been awesome, but he's now moving to Aston Villa. Apparently, Fabrizio Romano has given it a here we go. So we need to really, really hurry up. Let me see. Let me know how you guys feel about this particular season, considering everything that's happened. about the ownership as well, and then we'll talk about the player of the season as well with Mason Mount, and then we'll look into some of the news in regards to Romelu Lukaku, Christian Pulisic wanting a showdown, perhaps Hakim Ziyech leaving as well. So let me know what you guys feel about these things before I move on to the next part, which is player of the season, Mason Mount. Okay, Pradyumna is, Pradyuth, ready. Good to see you, man. Get Perisic or Mahal. They can play in both left and right. Look, Perisic is a good one because I don't know whether Cucurella is a possibility. I don't think Brighton are going to look to let go of Cucurella so early on. He's still got 3 more seasons with them, or 4 more seasons, something like that. I don't think they're going to let him go quickly as of now. You're going to have to really give them high level of money, and I don't think we're going to be pumping out 40, 50 million or 50 million. If it's around 40 million, maybe Cucurella is a good shout. But then again, Ivan Perisic brings a lot of experience. You still need to understand Ben Chilwell will be the number 1 left wing back. And it was so good to see Thomas Tuchel give him some minutes yesterday. What a fantastic sort of story, the last day story. What a drama it was. And then on top of that, great little story with Ben Chilwell being back, getting 5 minutes. And even him, post-match, was saying that he's not going to now relax. He's probably going to have a break for about a couple of weeks, and then he's going to come back. There's a lot of hard work to do. He needs to do really, really well and make sure that he holds on. Make sure that he holds on to his position as the number 1 starting left back, left wing back, whatever the case is. And yeah, Ivan Perisic would be brilliant, sort of rotational player. Bringing experience as well. We need experience next season. We're going to lose a lot of experience. So I think that's very, very important for Thomas Tuchel. Vishagan is saying season 6.5 out of 10 at best for those 2 trophies. Yeah, I'd probably agree. 6.5. 6.5 out of 10 is probably the right rating. And do you know what? That's okay. Considering what we've gone through, I think that's okay. That's okay. Himanshu is saying he'd give a 6. Aloisi would give a 5. Wow. Ruthless. Some people are very, very ruthless. Alex saying, Ms. Alessio Romagnoli. Now, why would we go for a defender like Romagnoli when he was displaced by one of our graduate, academy graduates, Tomori? Kudos to Fikayo Tomori, by the way. Serie A champion, Fikayo Tomori, one of our own, unbelievable. Look, he displaced Romagnoli, who was the AC Milan captain. I think there are better defenders out there. I'd go with Koulibaly. If we can get Koulibaly, that would be fantastic. Wealth of experience. I would definitely take him on. Shubra is saying 6.5. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd give 6.5 as well. I'd give it a 6.5. Alex is giving 6.5. Yeah. Because they were coming for third. I'd give a 3 to all our attackers. Yeah, I mean, look. Let's talk a little bit about the attackers before we talk about Mason Mount and the player of the season. Thomas Tuchel, it was post the Leicester game. He said in the press conference that you can't compete against Liverpool and Man City when their attackers are producing the kind of numbers that they are on a consistent level. Their attackers are pumping goals and assists, whereas our attackers, barely any of them really hit double figures besides Mason Mount, I think. I think Mason Mount's the only one that's hit double figures in goals and assists. So that's not good enough. You cannot compete at this level when you're just relying on one person. And Mason Mount is probably not even the person to rely on to go for a title charge. You want your Lukakus, you want your Christian Pulisic's, you want your, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, all of these players to pump a lot of goals and assists. And this is where we've been let down massively. What has been the issue? Thomas Tuchel said in the press conference, he said that maybe it's my system, maybe it's something that I need to look at. Maybe we need to support our attackers a lot more next season, how we can create more opportunities. And this is what I liked about Thomas Tuchel. He was humble in his assessment, that he kind of said that, look, it's not like we don't produce opportunities, we do. And he talks about Christian Pulisic, saying it's the focus. We've got Christian in the right position with the system that we play. But if you're not putting away the chances, then what are we going to do? But at the same time, Thomas Tuchel said, we'll do whatever possible. If these are the attacking players that we have next season, we'll do whatever possible to get the best out of them. And maybe we'll check into our system. What can we do in the system? What can we do in the build-up? What can we do in midfield? What can we do up front? So, look, all I'm going to say is maybe there was an element of, at times, Thomas Tuchel maybe not asking enough type of questions, different variety. Maybe sometimes it was a little bit too much sideways. Sometimes we didn't penetrate through the middle. Sometimes we didn't try and get to our attacking players quick enough. We've seen that many a times, passes not being quick enough. But at the same time, I have to say, there's been plethora of chances that's been missed. There's been plethora of chances that's been missed by many players. Lukaku has missed opportunities. Werner has missed opportunities. Havertz has missed opportunities. So Christian Pulisic. So look, even Mason Mount in the finals. And maybe, and this is where I say, maybe it goes down to all the things that was happening off field, which was creating this situation. I just want to quickly show you guys something. This was a very interesting tweet from CFC Central. If you guys don't follow CFC Central, ladies and gentlemen, please follow. CFC Central tweeted this out. Let me just bring this up. I just want to share this with you guys before we move on to the next topic. CFC Central tweeted this out. That's 12 missed chances for Kai this season, 13 if either of those last two chances counted as one. Bowen, Sterling, Mane, Ronaldo all missed 13. Jota 14, Son 11. All of them have 4 more goals than him. If Kai wants to be focal point, he needs to drastically improve his finishing. His movements for some of those chances was excellent. He needs to choose his moments better. Absolutely has that in his locker. Still believe he'll be instrumental for us in years to come. But to be world-class, it's that finesse that will get him there. Now, I replied back off the back of this saying, it's fantastic to know how many misses, but I think it's more important to know, yeah, there we go. I said 12 out of how many total chances? I think this is important. What's the conversion rate across those other players is what is more I'm interested about, knowing the conversion rate. And thankfully enough, CFC Central has tweeted that out to me as well, replied that out to me. And as you can see here, percentage of big chances scored. Son, 60%. 60% of the time, Son scores. 21 out of 35. 35 chances, 21 goals. Ronaldo, 18 out of 31 chances, 58.5. Havertz, 40%. And you know what the surprising thing is? Lukaku scored 8 out of 11, missing 3, 72% conversion. And then I replied back, this is what I said. Now, this is exactly what I wanted to see. I love Havertz, and he's one of the very few I was so impressed with when I went to Club World Cup, but he's clearly not a frontline striker as yet. I feel he's a second striker or an attacking midfielder. 40% conversion is not good enough. And then I further on went to say, furthermore, play to Lukaku's strengths and create more opportunities for him. He shall finish it off as the conversion suggests he has the ability in him. These are stats that make sense to me more than all the other bogus ones. So this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have players that have high caliber conversion. And at the moment, Lukaku is the one that has that ability. Havertz with 40%. I'm pretty sure Christian Pulisic and all the other sort of attackers that we have, they're probably not much better than 40, maybe some, maybe 50%, but no one is probably as good as Son. And when you have someone like Lukaku at 73%, you have to start wondering, you have to start thinking, what are we doing? We have a particular attacker that has a great conversion rate, yet we don't want to play to his strengths. And this is something Thomas Tuchel needs to look into next season. Whether Lukaku stays or not, that's really up for anyone's opinion. Me personally, I don't mind if Lukaku stays. I absolutely have no issues if Lukaku stays, but I want him to commit to Chelsea. I want him to feel that this is what he wants to do, that he wants to be successful at Chelsea. I want him, his attitude has to be right, his work ethic has to be right. And then I think if we play to his strengths, play the ball early to him, look to him more, he's going to bang in goals. That's how I feel. Royston, why do we not play to Lukaku's strengths? Surely there must be a reason. Look, I think the reason is a lot of our attackers are young. They're not Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Christian Pulisic. They're not mature players yet. They're not matured. They've not matured yet. This is why I wanted to see a lot more of Ziyech. But Ziyech in that 3-4-3 sort of situation does not always suit. Also, Ziyech has had injury issues as well. So, look, a plethora of situations has culminated for that. When you see someone like Kovacic is another player that, had he played enough, maybe he would have got to Lukaku a lot quicker. This is something that we just need to really develop on. If Lukaku stays, we have to utilize him the right way. And I hope the team really works on this in the off-season. Valan, the thing is, Havertz has the pressing which Tuchel wants and Lukaku doesn't. And it seems that Tuchel rates the pressing more importantly in his game. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But why can't we get Lukaku to press as well? Like, is Lukaku just incapable of doing that? Absolutely incapable. I've seen Lukaku when he's on his game. He wants to run. I still remember against Arsenal, he was a bully. Aston Villa, recently against Wolves. Like, I feel like we can get that out of him. And the thing about pressing and the thing about being mobile up front, yes, that's one way of playing, but there are other ways of playing football. There are other ways, and maybe this is something that Thomas Tuchel needs to adapt as well. Why don't you play Lukaku with a very mobile second striker and have mobile wing-backs, mobile midfielders, so that you can sort of compensate on Lukaku's lack of pressing? Because at the end of the day, you want Lukaku to bang in goals. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying Lukaku shouldn't press. He should. This is what I said. Attitude and work ethic has to be right. But I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, Lukaku is incapable of doing that." I think if we design a system and we sell that project, it can be done. It can be done. And at the same time, there are other ways of pressing as well. So it's a give and take, in my opinion. Okay. Let's have a look at the next part, ladies and gentlemen, which is Mason Mount. Mason Mount is the player of the season for Chelsea Football Club. Let me know how you feel about that. I feel like Mason Mount by default became the player of the season. See, this one, Miz. Lautaro Martinez is the solution. See, Martinez and Lukaku were brilliant under Antonio Conte. I know it was a counter-attacking side, but it's not like they counter-attacked every single team. They did come across teams that defended, and they still did the job. So, look, it can be done. I can't just sit here and say that Lukaku is just a useless player. But yeah, let's talk about Mason Mount. Player of the season, Mason Mount. For me, it feels like by default, Mason Mount has become the player of the season. He's had a fantastic season. Don't get me wrong. Let me just see if I can bring up the stats. He's had a fantastic season. There is no doubt about that. But is he having the kind of season? Is he actually the kind of player that we want him to be? He's playing in an attacking position where I feel like you need to have so many key passes per game. I think the stats are not doing the justice with this particular player. I think this player is a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. I don't like him to play as a number 10, as a creator for us. I want him to play a little bit more in midfield and drive into the box and get goals. But look, fantastic stats. 32 games played in the Premier League, 11 goals, 10 assists. I mean, brilliant output. Champions League, 7 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists. FA Cup, 5 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 1 assist in the in the Carabao Cup as well. For me, maybe Thiago Silva is probably a good shout for player of the season. But then again, the defense wasn't that great for the past 2 to 3 months. And there were a couple of times where Thiago Silva looked a bit dodgy as well. But overall, maybe his consistency is what really stood out. Reece James, with the lack of minutes that he's played, Reece James would have been a big shout for me. Reece James, I think 5 goals, 9 assists, 5 goals, 9 assists in the Premier League. Had he just played enough games, I think being injured has really killed him, or else he would have been a clear-cut player of the season for Chelsea. Rudiger, I suppose, as well, could be in the mix, but up until right at the end, even he was starting to look dodgy. None of the attackers are in the mix. So yeah, as I said, Mason Mount by default, I feel like has become the player of the season because no one really stood out. No one really stood out. Kovacic, yeah, that's another good shout. Kovacic, had he not been injured, maybe he would have been shout for it as well. Valen, changing the system to fit Lukaku's strength next season doesn't it send a bad message to the rest that they can do what Lukaku did and still be back? Look, I hear what you're saying, Valen. I really do. But this is where you need to sit down as a group. This is where what Lukaku did, not right, not good. But I think when you look back, maybe Lukaku himself didn't even know what he was doing. Because if one knew that this was going to be detrimental, then you don't do that. So maybe he was just having a conversation like as if it shouldn't be a big deal. But now it's important what happens now. It's very important what happens now. Now it looks like hopefully Lukaku has learned his lesson. Hopefully he can focus. This is the thing. A person can make a mistake in their life. I've made mistakes. You guys have made mistakes. It's how we react after making a mistake. Imagine if all of us just got one chance in our life and we never got the second chance. We'd be dead. Everyone requires a second chance. Look, having said that, if Lukaku can't sort of commit to Chelsea Football Club and really work hard for Chelsea, work hard for the team, work hard for his boss, manager, then he needs to go. So, look, I've got no issues changing a style for a player that is going to bang in goals for us. I have not got any issues because no one from our team really screams out that I'm going to score 20, 30 goals. If I was to ask you guys, nearly 180 of you guys are live right now. If I was to ask each and every one of you guys, who out of our current squad has the capacity to score 20 plus goals? Let me know. Let me know who it is. Let me know. If your answer isn't Romelu Lukaku, then you're having one. But for me, when I look at the current squad, Romelu Lukaku is the only one that's capable of scoring 20 plus goals. I can't see anyone else in our playing roster that's going to be able to amass that level of production. Someone's saying Alonso. Yeah, Alonso perhaps. Alonso. But Alonso is leaving. Alonso is leaving. Pre, good to see you. Unless we get a creator, we're still finishing top 4. Priority should be a creator. 100%, man. We need a creative winger. That's what someone like Ousmane Dembele, even Rafinha, would be amazing. Would be absolutely amazing. Reece James, yeah, perhaps if Reece James wasn't injured, I think he would have got 10 goals. He really would have got 10 goals for the season. That would have been incredible. Okay, let's now look at some of the news that's been going around. Let's scour through some news. All right. Christian Pulisic will have a meeting with Chelsea to discuss his future, even if his priority is to stay, whilst Hakim Ziyech is a player considered with chances to leave. This is from Fabrizio Romano, caught offside. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel about Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech? I want to know from you guys. Me personally, I actually would like to see Ziyech stick around. And now some of you might think, oh, this is me being biased again. I think Ziyech has that X factor. If we play the right system for Ziyech, he can create a lot of opportunities. There's a stat out there. Someone help me get it. I don't have that available, but I saw it on Twitter. Mason Mount leads the most created chances charts for us. And I think he's quite high in the Premier League as well. But for Chelsea, he's created the most chances. Hakim Ziyech is not too far away from him, but Hakim Ziyech has played far less games than Mason Mount. So it's very important to see how many chances is Mason Mount creating per minutes played. Not even 90, because that's a bit misleading. Per minutes played. So if Mason Mount's played over 2,000 minutes and he's created X amount, and Hakim Ziyech has played less than 2,000 minutes, like significantly less, and he's only 3 or 4 behind Mason Mount, that's what I want to see. I think Hakim Ziyech, for me, still has some benefit in the team. There's rumors that Hakim Ziyech could be snapped up by Ten Hag for Man United. I kid you not. He'll probably get the best out of Hakim Ziyech. He's trying to recreate Ajax over there. Donny van der Beek is probably going to come back to Man United. Frankie de Jong from Barcelona. He's trying to get some of his defenders. I think Timber. If he can get Hakim Ziyech, I don't know. I think he could probably do some damage there. So for me, in terms of Hakim Ziyech, I've got no issues with that. Vishaga, Ziyech doesn't fit our system. He doesn't, but that's our system. That's what you're thinking about now, this system. But I'm talking about if we were to change the system where you play with a 4 at the back and you play with 3 midfield and 3 up front, 4-3-3, something like that. And you play Ziyech as the furthest right player. We've seen this season, middle of the season, where we played Ziyech against Spurs, the furthest right-sided player. Ziyech looked electric. You cannot deny that he looked sublime. There was a point where Ziyech looked like one of our best attackers, and then he got injured again. That's the other thing with Ziyech, the injuries. But in regards to Christian Pulisic, I'm sort of in between, to be honest. If he stays, great. If he doesn't, I'm okay with it. Because for me, what's the guarantee that Christian Pulisic is not going to miss those high caliber chances next season? He's missed some big chances this season. Big chances. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Real Madrid Champions League. Recently, Leicester. And there's been plenty of other moments as well. So for me, this is what Thomas Tuchel said a couple of press conferences ago. Christian Pulisic, his focus, and he was quite brutal. Like Thomas Tuchel was quite brutal about Christian Pulisic. So for me, Christian Pulisic, if you want to have a showdown talk, either way, I don't really mind. If you want to stay, you stay. If you don't want to stay, I'm okay with that, because Ousmane Dembele for me is the huge factor. Roman Abramovich is prepared to agree legally binding guarantees that the 1.6 billion debt will not go to him or his family so that Chelsea's sale can go through this week. Please let this happen ASAP, I beg, because we are losing time. We are losing time. Tuchel, we will miss Tony, we will miss Andreas, and a lot of guys. Maybe we have to start rebuilding to be competitive. Look, I think Thomas Tuchel has given a hint that it's not just going to be Antonio Rudiger and Christensen who are absolutely destined to leave, but Marcos Alonso, Azpilicueta, all of these brothers probably going to leave as well, and most likely some of the attackers too. Bat Knight, good to see you, man. Hey, Miz, haven't talked in a while. Hope you're doing well. Absolutely doing well. 200 people watching live right now. Please, let's get those likes up to 100. We've only got 70 likes. Get those likes up to 100 immediately if you've enjoyed this. We're going to talk about a few more things about this particular season. We're just going through some news, so make sure you smash the like button, get those likes up to 100, and from there, any more than 100 is a bonus. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. So, yeah. Let's have a look what else is going on. Tuchel on Chelsea ownership. The signs are positive. We want to start building a competitive team for next season. I love it, man. Thomas Tuchel, yesterday, post-match, you can see the burning desire. You really can see the burning desire. And I can't wait for next season to start. Honestly, I think this guy, he's going to have a fire in his belly next season. Thomas Tuchel is going to absolutely try and annihilate it. But we need this ownership situation to be sorted so we can get into the transfer market and start doing some business. And also with some of the players that are contract situation is going to be in the same situation as Rudiger and Christensen this season. Jorginho, Kante, their contracts, they'll only have one more season left. So what do we do with them? Reece James's assist today put him level with Trent for most goals and assists by a defender in the league this season, 14. Both England defenders had more than Robertson, 12, and Cancelo, 8. And Reece has done it by playing 1,000 minutes less than Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's quite incredible. Quite incredible. Tuchel has revealed he's not going on holidays because there's too much to do at Chelsea. Wants the club to act fast and smart when they are allowed. That's brilliant. Romelu Lukaku news, ladies and gentlemen. Romelu Lukaku is waiting to understand what Chelsea's plans are for next season as he wants to be a key player. Look, this is what I'm saying. If Romelu Lukaku can actually sit there and say, look, I want to be a key player and I want to stick around here, then I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Deals is saying, Miz, would you take Neymar? Man, honestly speaking, I would. Can you imagine having a player like Neymar at our football club? I don't care what people says. This guy is sensational when it comes to, that X factor, that exquisite player, that Brazilian flavor. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy makes football entertaining. We want entertaining football. The only issue is, a couple of issues. Wages are going to be mad, and he has been injured. He has been injured quite a bit in French League 1. So that's something that we need to think about. But there's no denying what a creative player Neymar is. He's Neymar, and players like Neymar, they make you want to watch football. So it's fantastic. Sai Krishna has provided a tweet. Let me just see if I can bring that up. And just bring this up. Just check what this tweet is about. Sai Krishna, thank you so much for the tweet, man. PSG being Kylian Mbappe's rebuild with Luis Campos set to join next. Kylian Mbappe, ladies and gentlemen, my God. Honestly, setting a wrong precedent for players, negotiating contracts. It should not happen. 300 million euros signing on fee. 100 million net wages per year. Having a say on player sales and acquisition. having a say on who the manager will be, having a say on who the director of football is going to be. Nah, man. What happens when you see the next Mbappe? What do you do then? And what happens to all the other superstars in football? They'll start thinking, well, we're going to fancy up our negotiations as well. Someone there needs to be an authority that comes in between and really looks into this and intervenes here, because this level of contract is mad. I don't think those Qatari owners should be allowed to just go out there and do whatever the hell they want to do, because this is not right. This is simply not right. But I wouldn't mind seeing Neymar, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too far-fetched. Exeter, thank you so much for the super chat. All the talk about players for next year is a moot point till the British government is no longer involved. They started this whole thing to damage Chelsea. It's obviously had nothing to do with Ukraine. I've always said it had nothing. Have a look at some of my videos from a couple of months ago, since the saga started. It had nothing. It was never about Ukraine. Never, ever about Ukraine. It was always about the UK government looking at this particular opportunity to get in on the act of some big, big money. There's a reason why the UK government wants to ensure they know where the proceeds of sale is going. They want to make sure that the loan that Roman has doesn't get paid back to Roman. 100% there's some corruptions going on in all of these factors, because we're talking about a large amount of money. Chelsea have been bought for nearly about 4 billion. So that's a lot of money, man. And the government wants to make sure they are well in track of where this money is going. I'm pretty sure there's going to be so many different individuals within that government association. So many people are going to be in line to get that money. So, and apparently it's all a election sort of theatrics, I suppose. This is what the people from UK are saying, that the UK government just wants to showcase to people that they're doing something. They're putting a stance on Russians out there. No, they're not. Declan in Ireland, no, not Neymar. He's not sensational, Miz. What has he done in the last 3 years? I don't want his antics at my club. Yeah, look, I completely understand what you're saying, Declan, but you can't deny that this guy, he's a creative player. He's a very, very good. I mean, just for a second, have a look at his time in Barcelona. Have a look at his time early days in PSG. Yeah, maybe in recent times he hasn't been good, but maybe it's up. It's not time for a change of pace. He's not a bad player, man. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's a bad player. He's a sensational player. Ryan, good to see you. I saw Monster in the house. Monster, good to see you, my man. Since Neymar joined PSG, the most amount of games he's played in the league campaign is 22. Not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, look, this is what I said. Injuries are a concern. Injuries definitely are a concern. Okay, let's have a look at a few more news. We saw the Christian Pulisic one. Yeah, here's a Jorginho one as well. For Jorginho and Juventus, there are still no advanced negotiation because everything will depend on Chelsea for his future. We're in a bit of a limbo, aren't we, with the Jorginho situation? What do we want? Do we want Jorginho to stick around? Because if we want Jorginho to stick around, we're going to have to give him a contract extension. And how many years do you give Jorginho a contract extension? If you want to sell, this is probably the best time to sell. Jorginho age. He's 30. He's going to be 31 this year. We probably need to evolve. We probably need to move away from Jorginho now. We really do. I think there are players out there like Weigl. He's a very, very good player. Julian Weigl from Benfica, and there's words that he's looking to leave. Boubacar Kamara has already gone to Aston Villa. Basuma. Declan Rice is not going to move. He is not moving. I'll tell you right now. Declan Rice isn't moving, and I personally don't think that's the level of defensive midfielder that we need. And there are a few other names out there. That are definitely a proper shout for this particular position. And maybe we just need to We just need to move on from Jorginho. I don't mind if we give Jorginho another year extension, but whether he takes it or not, I think Juventus will come in big and will offer him something decent. And he wanted to always go back to Juventus, but yeah, it's a very weird situation. I'm happy if Jorginho wants to stick around. He's got one more season after this one. This one's ended, so he's only got one more season left. Happy for him to stick around, but I don't want him to leave on a free. Do you know what I mean? I don't want him to leave on a free. And at the same time, I do want us to sort of evolve in that position. I do want someone who's far more mobile. I do want someone who's far more physical, but at the same time has Jorginho qualities in terms of, build up and that ball playing ability that he has. Valan, Dortmund moving mad, 4 signings and a new manager, honestly. And all the 4 signings have been pretty good as well. How they keep doing that, I've got no idea. Okay. Declan in Ireland. No more extensions for Georgie and Kante. Sell them the summer. We are rebuilding. Look, I know we want a lot of these players gone, but I don't think it's going to be possible to get rid of every single one of them. I'll tell you right now. I don't think it's going to be possible to get rid of everyone. So we do need to keep a few. And I think Thomas Tuchel will probably want to have. Thomas Tuchel already wants to keep Azpilicueta. So I don't think he's going to get rid of everyone. Okay, we're going to slowly start wrapping things up. I just want to quickly showcase a couple of other things. As you can see, the stats of Reece James is unbelievable. There's some Azpilicueta news as well that I wanted to showcase that. Yeah, here we go. Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso have been left in limbo as they wait to learn if they will be allowed to leave Chelsea this summer. Tuchel plans talks with Azpilicueta to try to convince him to stay. Alonso is keen to return to his homeland in Spain. Look, I've got no issues if Alonso leaves. I've actually got no issues if Azpilicueta leaves. And this is the thing. Sometimes we sit here and we say, oh, this is what Thomas Tuchel wants. When we talk about Declan Rice, but Thomas Tuchel likes Declan Rice. How are you talking against Thomas Tuchel? Well, Thomas Tuchel wants Azpilicueta to stay as well. Do we all agree with that? Probably we don't. I don't agree with that. I think it's time Azpilicueta moves on. But Thomas Tuchel wants him to stay. I understand why he wants him to stay, because he wants experience in the team. If all the experience sort of just run away from our team, we want Jorginho gone, we want Kante gone, we want Azpilicueta gone, Rudiger, Christensen are already gone, Alonso's going as well. Silva has probably got one more season left, that's it. We can't have all of these players leave us in one window. So we have to understand. This is where we have to understand as a fan base. I personally would like to see Azpilicueta gone. If he stays one more season, fine, but he cannot start. He cannot start. As a bench player, as a rotational player, no problems. But you cannot be a rotational player for a wing-back position. Maybe as an RCB, and even that, I think Chalobah should be the RCB. If we get Koundé should be the RCB. We need Reece James to keep playing as a right wing back and get another right wing back, maybe a Serginho Dest from Barcelona. Since Barcelona is linked with some of our players, maybe we can do a deal with Alonso and Dest. Dest can play right side, left side as well. Youngster, I think he'll thrive under Thomas Tuchel as well. So yeah, we can't get rid of everyone. But at the same time, we can't be sitting here and just agreeing with everything Thomas Tuchel has been saying as well. And this is where it's so important to get a director of football. A director of football would have decided what is best for Chelsea Football Club. And then you allow Thomas Tuchel to basically coach and manage. I'm not saying Thomas Tuchel doesn't put the sign of approval. He does. But it's very important that we have a director of football. Ladies and gentlemen, this pretty much wraps it up. We're probably going to have another video later on. Hope you guys have enjoyed this Chelsea end of season review. We talked about a lot of things, talked about formation, styles, attackers, Mason Mount player of the season, talked about some of the latest news, transfer plans, top Bowley, sanctions. 200 of you guys are live right now. Before you go, smash the like button. Hope you've enjoyed this stream. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. I'll see if I'll do another live later on in the evening UK time, or perhaps I'll drop a video depending on what news is coming through. But yeah, there'll be plenty of content on a regular basis from here on in. Big summer. Let's hope we have a madness. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.